guys, welcome back to Any Sooner. As always, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Join the family. We're always excited to have you guys. Hey, how about them Sooners, right? Great year. Couldn't have asked for more from the softball girls. They were dominant all year, and we're just proud of the way they performed. So shout out, hey, and Gasso we trust, right? So Gasso is probably one of the best coaches that we have, if not the best, honestly. So without further ado, we are going to start today by giving our top 10 JUCO players to ever come to Oklahoma. So, hey, my list is probably going to be a lot different than some of yours. I'm excited to see your guys' list. Drop it in the comment section below. I'm also going to put a graphic on my Twitter. It's going to be dope. I'll just go ahead and start it off. Me, number one is Josh Heupel. Obviously, everybody knows Josh Heupel is the last quarterback to lead Oklahoma to a national championship in the year 2000, which obviously is far too long. Should have won some by now. Josh Heupel is somebody that uses accuracy to just, hey, we have an amazing defense. You just need to be somebody that doesn't turn the ball over, right? And you also need to be somebody that can hit passes when I ask you to. And he did that all the time. That 2000 year. I mean, it was ridiculous. And to be able to lead Oklahoma to a national championship, his name is forever etched in Sooner lore. Next is Dede Westbrook. Dede Westbrook, obviously, he burst on the scene in 2016. He was there in 2015. Was kind of hurt, didn't do much. In 2016, he took off. I mean, him and Baker had a crazy stretch. It's hard to keep a guy that was a Heisman finalist out of the one spot. But Dede is a beast, deserves it. He's with the Jaguars right now. Just was unstoppable in 2016. The deep ball was unreal. His double moves were unreal. It was just a pleasure to watch him. Next, we got Hollywood Brown, all the way out of Hollywood, Florida, right? Everybody knows when he burst on the scene in 2017 specifically. I mean, kind of not the exact same between him and Dede, but Hollywood could barely get on the field at the beginning of 2017. Then by the end in the Oklahoma State game where he went off for 200-plus yards and I think 2 touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, he was a monster. And so much so, I mean, he got drafted in the first round, right? He had a great year in 2018 with Kyler, and then he got drafted in the first round next year, and he's with the Ravens now. There's not much you could do with him over the top. And he has pretty good hands, too, as well. Next is going to be Phil Loadholt. Phil Loadholt was a 2008 All-Big 12 honoree, first team. He was a offensive tackle, was part of the record-setting offense at the time for OU with Sam Bradford in 2008. He got drafted to the Vikings, and honestly, he was one of their better linemen until he had to retire due to injuries. He was literally probably, most would say, a top 10, top 15 offensive tackle in the NFL. Number 5, Damian Williams. Damian Williams is a tough one, obviously, because we know he got kicked off the team, but he was part of OU Nation. Everybody remembers that 96-yard run against Texas. Kenny Stills throwing that block near the 15-yard line. It was nuts. Everybody was going crazy. So Damian Williams, obviously, as of late, really probably should have been named the MVP. I don't even remember what year the Super Bowl is now. Was it 50? Is it 54 this year? This past year is 54 or 53? Oh, that's wrong. Maybe 55, 56. Regardless, he 2 years ago when they played the 49ers, should have been named MVP. He was a monster. Had like 3 touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken, 100 yards rushing, like 50 yards receiving. He was a beast. And, you know, obviously he opted out last year to protect his family. And so hopefully he can make another impact this year. But we'll see where Damian lands and what he's going to continue to do in the league. I would do anything, they make sure I'm not in line.